In this particular moment with COVID-19 and its impacts and implications on cities, it has really laid bare the inequalities that exists within our cities, the multiple exclusions. We're talking about economic inequalities, social inequalities, and it's always the poor and the vulnerable that are worst affected, whether it's a disaster, a pandemic. Not surprisingly, the main theme of the recovery is becoming about inclusive recovery and how do we imagine the future of cities in this regard.
For me, an inclusive city is one that invests in thriving and safe public spaces and prioritizes people over cars.
Number one, incorporates conflict risks into its design, planning, and management. Number two, an inclusive city is one that does not discriminate and cares about the IDPs.
An inclusive city is where every voice is heard and respected.
The one where all citizens feel safe and have good access to job opportunities, transport, open and public spaces, and community engagements.
Most cities are still to this day designed for cars, not for human beings. And I hope that we can start changing that. And I know that already a lot of cities are trying to retrofit their cities to be more welcoming to people, whether they're on foot or in a wheelchair or pushing a stroller or have a walking cane or on a bicycle. And I think that that's a really good trend. And so for me, that's a key part of being an inclusive city.
Giving these issues much more prominence in the work that we do. So we're excited about the sort of revitalization of this community of practice.
I wanted to introduce our co-leads for the KSB. So we have Narai Choi, we have Yuko Arai, and Judy Z.
The Inclusive Cities KSB is revived at a critical time of the pandemic that worsened the existing inequalities in cities. Today, cities generate more than 80% of global GDP, but in parallel, poverty is rapidly urbanizing and inequality is rising in cities. Exclusion in cities is multifaceted across spatial, social, and economic dimensions.
Spatial inclusion is about improving access to affordable land, housing, services, and public amenities for all. Economic inclusion ensures economic opportunities for all to contribute to and share prosperity. Social inclusion refers to improving the terms for individuals and groups to take part in society. All the three dimensions are interlinked and mutually reinforcing.
The objectives of the Inclusive Cities KSB are to enhance understanding of exclusions in cities and explore ways to improve inclusion in urban areas through a multidimensional approach. The KSB will focus on supporting operations, sharing knowledge, and building a network among GPER, cross-GP colleagues, and external partners. The Inclusive Cities KSB is here to provide various support to test teams throughout the project cycle. Looking forward to welcoming and engaging with passionate, like-minded people in our community.